Welcome everyone to the 11th, yes, the 11th episode of Popular Polls. My name is Alex, and in case you're new to this series, Popular Polls is a weekly show which I do on Sundays where we set a question and you get to tell me what you think about it and your answers on it. Short side note, there is pollen everywhere currently, and as much as I hate it on my car, the Model 3 that's sitting outside, I also hate it on myself. I kind of get some allergic reactions to it, so it's making me a bit irritated. So sorry if I sound different or have to cough during this. Well, let's get into the results of last week's question, which was all about your favorite feature that Teslas have that you think every car should have. So we got 3 answers, and thank you if you were one of those who answered last week's question. And we have them dispersed over, all of them basically picking one option different from another, which I think is cool, and I'll get to this in a minute, why I think it's cool. So we had one going for over-the-all updates, another person going for Autopilot, and then the last one is in-car entertainment system that also got a vote. So each of them 33%, as you can see in the pictures. I don't really have to reiterate this every time. Anyway, and we also had some comments, and one here says, and it's from Wolfgang Pryor, whatever. Sorry if I got your name wrong there. You forgot the most important features, what Wolfgang says, an electric motor and battery. Everything else, safety and autopilot, will come automatically when EU law demands it. Design falls under beauties in the eye of the beholder. I own a Tesla Model 3 and love the design, but I recognize that every person has different taste, and that's fine for me. Well, first of all, thank you for being reasonable, obviously. I think we should respect that each and everyone has different opinions on this. However, I completely agree with you on the side of the electric part. I'm not too sure about the safety part because even current cars all adhere to the standards which are out there for safety and security. However, Tesla, actually there's a couple of videos out there, just overbuilds the car. I don't know how if this is the right term, but so what some people have said when they tore apart, for example, Model 3, were, look at this frame. There's way too many parts on here. The welds are way too complicated, and they could reduce this to strip down weight and material costs and other stuff. But this is what makes a Tesla so safe. So apart from obviously the autopilot features, which I agree that in the long-term future, there will be self-driving cars and self-driving features or partly autonomous features, which will make cars more safe. And as soon as they are they're safer, as soon as the numbers prove they're safer, a lot safer than human drivers, I think regulations in the EU and around the world will say you have to put them in, kind of like the new trucks, like the 18-wheelers, not like the big rigs, right? Transporting like a couple of tons. They have to have all radar now, if I'm not completely mistaken, in case they're on the Autobahn and there's a traffic jam, because there are some really bad accidents where a truck weighing so much, if it doesn't apply the brakes and just rolls or even accelerates into the end of a traffic jam, that's really bad. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out. But as I've said, let's for the other options, I love all of them. With regard to the 3 answers about over-the-air updates, in-car entertainment system, and autopilot, I think it's so cool that we have these 3 answers that shows that Tesla builds amazing features that kind of go for everyone. Like there's a bit and piece in there which everyone loves. Maybe also some of them you hate. One of the ones that I got to experience this weekend, or maybe I'll do a separate video about it, but is the not too much ground clearance, especially if you're on kind of more rocky or kind of, I don't know, slopey roads or driveways. But you'll hear from this probably at some point in my videos. Anyway, so this weekend I did test out the new Navigate on Autopilot feature, which I got in a software update recently. The video I'll link, maybe in a card up here somewhere, which is in German. So if you don't speak German, sorry for that. But if you do, take a look at it if you haven't yet. I was blown away. Seriously, that was so amazing. I've heard so much about it, but driving or being driven then kind of by the car and experiencing it firsthand is just crazy. So that's why this week's question is all about driverless, or at least driver assist features, which you are currently using or want to use. Because I like to talk to people about this, not only EVs, which a lot of my friends know, but also just those features in general. I'm tech savvy, and some of them will go, no, I don't want to even, use my cruise control. I want to be in full control at any time, and I don't even believe that cars are safer if they have 360-degree cameras all around, like, for example, a Tesla with the 8 cameras. Whereas others say, I can't wait to have a fully self-driving cars. My kids that are, kind of young right now, maybe a couple of years old, I hope that they will never have to get a license because cars are just driverless. So what is it for you? To answer, click on the card that is popping up in the top right-hand corner of this video right now. And you might have to sign in if you don't see it. Anyways, your options are, again, 5 options that we usually have this week. First of all, none. Like, I don't use any, I don't want to use any. I like my cars as they are, fully manually operated by a human driver, which is still a really safe thing. Even Elon Musk tweeted, if you have a good human driver, that person almost never crashes. And that's why it is so cool that they use this data that comes from every one of us driving our cars, the Teslas, and makes the neural net driving them better. Your second option is cruise control. Is this something that you're using? I ponder, or I probably say that a lot of you are. And is this something that you maybe plan on using if you don't have it in your current car? Fun fact, my Skoda that I just sold, hopefully everything goes well with the selling process, didn't even have cruise control. Third, adaptive cruise control, and that's where your car stays behind other cars on a set distance. Like if you set your cruise control to, I don't know, 100 miles an hour, that's the German Autobahn. Let's do 60 miles an hour, and there's a car in front of you that does 40 miles an hour. It won't just accelerate into the car. It will keep the distance, and as soon as you pull over, or as soon as you go into a different lane, which then has a clear path of travel ahead again, it will accelerate to your 60 miles an hour. Fourthly, Autopilot, and this is kind of the auto steer part I'm referring to here, where your car stays in the lane, does the adaptive speed thing, and also uses the steering wheel and maybe a camera or whatever it else uses to keep your car in the lane, so you don't have to necessarily do the steering inputs. And lastly, we go to the full self-driving, where your car does everything for you. As always, if you don't feel like your answer fits into any of the choices I gave you, or you have something else to add, please leave a comment down below in the comment section. I am looking forward to the answers of this week. I think that's a super cool tech topic. Make sure to tell some friends about this so we get some more statistically significant results in the future. And thanks again for watching. Make sure to subscribe, which is completely free, by the way. And the results, as always, be next Sunday. I'll see you in the next video.